When I came here, it was right smack in the beginning of the pandemic, and I didn't know anyone in the area, and I decided that the only way I was going to become involved in my community and meet anyone was to do a little bit of volunteering. But when I walked in here, I walked into Nancy's studio and looked around and just felt like the whole place was alive. And there was one particular weaving that to me looked like a Georgia O'Keeffe. And I said, holy moly, that looks like a Georgia O'Keeffe. And she said, how cool, that's exactly what I was going for. And from there, I thought, I might be able to call this place home because the people are kind of cool. And so I started volunteering as a studio sitter and really kind of got comfortable with the Arts Depot. I think that I've always thought of weaving as two-dimensional, and everything that Nancy does comes right out of the cloth. Her waterfalls make me feel cold and wet, and the birds are coming out and the flowers are, there for the birds and the bees to enjoy. And there's just something about it that makes me feel like I'm there in the scene enjoying it. And not only is that cool, but it makes me think that somebody had to be pretty magical and creative to think about it and then figure out how to do it and make it happen. There isn't an artist that I've met here or that I've studio sat for who doesn't tell me about how Nancy has mentored them. Even when she comes in to call them to lunch, sometimes they'll ask her a question about something they're working on, and she'll stop and give them an answer or give them some suggestions. And I don't think she does it, as well, I know everything about art. I think she does it as, I wonder if you could, and sort of just gives them a suggestion that blows their mind because they never really thought of that. And for the same reason that you and I might not think of, making the bird come out of the tapestry, and it just gives them a whole new dimension to their art. And I feel like that's how she approaches art, but I think maybe that's how she's approached her whole life. I just feel like she's one of those people who kind of looks at things from a different viewpoint. Nancy's studio is cool because if you've never been in there, everything in there you want to touch. And when you walk in, if you don't know anything about fiber arts or weaving, or even if you know only a little bit, you're like in somebody's playroom, and there are spools and bobbins and gadgets and equipment all over the place. And there's this ginormous loom that takes up half the room. And when you ask about it, she'll say, without any hint of snobbery or ego, she'll say, oh yeah, I couldn't find the kind of loom I wanted, so I made that. And the whole room is lined with all these spools of wild, different colors of thread. And she knows just where to find the one that she wants. And she'll tell you that she got them from a fabric mill that was closing down. So they're all recycled, reusable, things that nothing's going to waste. And she uses them to make these masterpieces. So walking into her studio is just a way of looking at somebody who has found a way to use everything and turn it into magic. And if you're a kid, so much the better, because she'll pull out a pair of puppets and make you understand it. And they're on a shelf right by the door, and she'll put them on for, and if I say if you're a kid, if you're an adult who looks like you're not getting it, she'll put them on for you too. And she'll show you how to, how the puppets work and explain it to you that way too. And it's equally exciting and innovative. And you walk out and think, I could maybe do this too. And I wish more than anything that someone sat with her and learned the skill, because my fear is that there's not going to be another Nancy Garretson, and that all the magic that she has is not going to be here someday, and we're all going to be so sorry that that magic is lost with her. I think that Nancy has spent the majority of her life not just as an artist, but also as a community advocate. And I think that it's long overdue that she's recognized, not just as an artist, but as a truly awesome human being. I love the idea that the whole community is here tonight to share a big hug and a lot of love, and to thank her for all the things that she's done, not just founding the Arts Depot, but all the things that she's done through education, through art, to give back to the community, to give art to the community, to give creativity to the community, and to just be a bright light to the community, and to share that with everyone. Nancy, we love you. I love that you don't have to be working every day, but that you still are, and that you do it with such a magnificent heart and such a kind spirit. I hope that I'm here to watch you do this for a long, long time to come.
I'm Karen Moore, the director of the Arts Depot, and Nancy has asked me to say thank you on her behalf. Some of her colleagues are here with her today as she accepts this well-deserved award. What a truly nice way for this arts community to show appreciation for Nancy as a leader in her field and in the arts community. She would like to express her sincere thanks to Arts Alliance Mountain Empire, Wendy Dwyer, thank you, Wendy, her colleagues, all of you, and her many friends and supporters who are too numerous to mention individually. The best way you can celebrate with Nancy is to visit Studio 7 at the Arts Depot.